Hi everyone, Mike White here, and welcome to this week's blog post. It's again, we're heading into the second full month of coronavirus 2020 lockdown or isolation or restricted connecting with each other. Depending upon where you live and what the rules and regulations are, it has a different impact in some ways on all of us, and the same impact on many. Uh, that it is a struggle for a lot of people, and I think there's never been a more important time, personally, to have your plan in place to adjust to your specific market and your market conditions, so that you can guide the way on what the path looks like coming out of this. Again, mortgage and real estate is a integral part of society. It's a fundamental condition that we have to deal with, is where we live in our shelter. And I think it's really important to understand that not all markets are the same. Restrictions and personal beliefs weigh heavily on what people are doing and the choices that they're making. And I think there's a real importance to having a plan that will help you connect with your people. And I mean your past clients, the people who live in your community, your referral partners. I think it's never been more critical to do that. And with that in mind, next Tuesday, I'm doing the April monthly coaching call for those people who are existing clients, either through personal coaching, group coaching, or access. We do these monthly calls toward the end of every month. And this month's call, I think, is going to really help people get themselves squared away. And I'm going to go into great detail about what the strategies and the action plans can be, and what you need to be doing right now. Because let's be honest, we're going to come out of this and we're going to integrate back into whatever the new normal holds for us. And it's going to be important that you have a plan, because that initial wave, that surge, is going to be pretty intense. And having a solid plan on how to deal with that, how to be in front of that information, is going to be critical. And so some of the things that we're going to talk about on next Tuesday is connecting with your clients and gaining important information and getting out in front of potential opportunities. I think it's overlooked, the importance of just communicating with your people, saying hello and ask how they're doing. I think we're going to touch again more heavily on the fact that forbearance is not forgiveness, and how to save your people from making a potentially huge mistake. And now, with more than 3.5 million people electing to go into forbearance, many of whom I would tell you have no idea of the consequences of having made that choice. My opinion is if you couldn't make one payment, I think you're going to be in trouble trying to make 13. But again, my opinion. I think another thing that we're learning out of this, and with the communication that my loan officers are having with their database, and some of the reaction that we're seeing in the marketplaces, it's often important to pay attention and understand that good credit scores are going to likely be a requirement of the future, and that the gap in cost is going to widen. So the reality of it is you need to have something in place and really address, as a professional, with your people, the costs of not getting their credit at least to what is considered average by many metrics. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that, how to do that, what those plans look like. Because ultimately, it leads to the next thing, is an opportunity for our loan officers. And I've got many people across the country who really go around and do a great job with financial literacy. Because in some markets, you'll see whole communities where bad credit is almost a way of life. And it's not because these people are destined to have bad credit. It's because they've never been taught how to maintain, a good credit score, and why it's important to them, the value in dollars and cents of having a 700 or a 725 or a 750 credit score, as opposed to what happens to you and the cost to you of being in the low to mid 600s or worse. We're going to talk about connecting with local experts via video and paving the way to creating your own stature, your own credibility, and to generate new opportunities, not only with those local experts, but through their databases, their contacts, and their people. The other part about this has also been a challenge that I've seen with some people. All of those people who wished, boy, I really love to work from home, I hate going to the office. They're starting to see things a little bit differently now. And it takes some time and some understanding for people to get used to what happens when you take the office away. And that's not just for mortgage people or realtors. Many mortgage people and realtors have always been kind of loose with their structure, not always fixed and confined to a certain space, but even the restriction of having that place to go, that travel to work. I'm going to spend some time talking about how to deal with that, how to reorganize yourself, how to get yourself accustomed to that new reality, and how it turns into increased opportunities. And lastly, we're going to talk about how the increase, and there will be an increase in the child birth rates in December, January, and February. There will be an increase in divorce rates in September, October, November. There's going to be an increase of people working from home. There's going to be a big wave of people who have cabin fever and having to deal with the changes of now changing their surroundings, and how that's all going to impact listings and purchases and refinances and new construction, and dealing with your clients and their referral partners and your referral partners. So all of these strategies are about generating opportunities, and you need to have a plan, and you have to have it for you in your market under your circumstances. And that's going to have to be about you being proactive about establishing the plan and following the things and the opportunities that we're going to talk about. Because if you wait to figure things out when this recovery begins, you will have missed that all important first wave of motion, because it's been proven time and time again. If you get out of something, you get out in front of something in the beginning, the number of referrals and the number of residual opportunities are exponentially greater than if you jump on the bandwagon in the middle or toward the tail end. So what we're going to do is we're going to go deeply into this on Tuesday, the 28th of April at 1 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. If you aren't already an Access client, we're going to make that really easy for you. You can go to the website, imtcoaching.com. You can set yourself up in there. You can go over to the products and select Access, and we're going to give you a coupon code. And if you use the coupon code Access, we're going to give you $20 off a month, so that you're only paying $39 a month for Access. It's not a long-term commitment. You not only will get access to this particular event on Tuesday, if you can't make it Tuesday, the good news is, if you're a member, all of the calls are recorded and placed on the website. So you can go back, you can redo them, you can repeat them as often as you like. Past calls are there, along with all the details in all the other strategies that we have talked about. So if you haven't become an Access member yet and you've been waiting for something to help you do that, let's be honest. How many deals do you need to grab? How many new referral partners do you need to bring on? How many people do you need to refinance or help list and sell their house and have those referrals? How many need to do to cover $39 a month? I think it's incredibly simple. The other thing I just wanted to share is we're getting more active on YouTube. We're building out the Improve My Tomorrow YouTube channel. So Improve My Tomorrow Coaching. I'm asking everybody, if you could be so kind, is to go to YouTube and find the Improve My Tomorrow Coaching YouTube channel. Again, we're starting to populate it. We're going to populate it slowly. It's not replacing the website. We're going to put some different things on there, potentially to drive traffic to the website, but we're going to do some fun stuff on there too into the future. And it would be helpful to us here if you would go to the Improve My Tomorrow Coaching YouTube channel and subscribe so you can pay attention to what we're doing there and share it with your friends, because we'd like to build this out as a community, as a place for people to go, get a really solid cross section of the country and the loan officers, because sometimes solutions in one part of the world don't work the same in others, and sometimes, amazingly, they do. So again, I thank you for your time and your patience. I know this is a little long this week. If you have questions or comments, it's mike@imtcoaching.com. We look forward to talking to you soon, when we'll talk to you again next week. Take care.